The electrification of the auto industry, concerns from both dealers and consumers. A review of the Lincoln Corsair plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. I'm Rick Walker, all that and a whole lot more coming up right here on the SST Car Show. SST is brought to you by Super Geeks. Geek out at supergeekssuperstore.com or talk to a real super geek at 1-866-248-1490. Hey everyone, I'm Rick Walker. Welcome to another episode of the SST Car Show. A lot of cool stuff to share with you today, but first up, concerns about the electrification of the auto industry from auto dealers and from consumers. Specifically, we're talking about consumers who are worried about the Hey everyone, I'm Rick Walker. Welcome to another episode of the SST Car Show. Tons of cool stuff to share with you today, but first up, concerns about the electrification of the auto industry from both car dealers and consumers. You see, it's the cost of replacing the batteries that is really catching some electric vehicle consumers off guard. There are also concerns about charging infrastructure, and from the dealers, we're hearing that the EVs that they're stocking are not selling nearly as well as they need to in order to make the electrification of the auto industry viable. Now, first up, here's an example of what I'm talking about in this article from the Vancouver Sun, which is reporting that a EV vehicle owner was quoted $60,000 to replace the battery on his electric vehicle. The owner was told the damaged Hey everyone, I'm Rick Walker. Welcome to another episode of the SST Car Show. Tons of cool stuff to share with you today, but first up, concerns about the electrification of the auto industry, both from auto dealers and from consumers. The concerns specifically relate to the cost of replacing electric vehicle batteries, the cost of repairing damaged electric vehicles, infrastructure for charging, and in the case of dealers, they've written an open letter to the President of the United States asking him to tap the brakes on the electrification of the industry because EVs are just not selling as well as they need to in order for it to be something that's viable for car dealers. On the consumer side, this is an example of what's going on. In Vancouver, the Vancouver Sun is reporting a situation with an electric vehicle owner that was quoted a $60,000 repair bill to replace a damaged battery in his vehicle. This is receiving considerable media attention. It's a Hyundai Ioniq that is the vehicle in question, and it's not an isolated incident. Here's another example from Ontario, where an Ontario man was quoted $50,000 also to replace an electric vehicle battery on a similar model, a 2017 Ioniq made by Hyundai. This is the gentleman who is suffering from the sticker shock. This is Simrat Such of Stony Creek, Ontario. He'd previously owned an electric vehicle and bought the Hyundai used and drove it for a while with really no issues, but it eventually stopped charging. And when he took it to the dealer They couldn't really figure out initially what was wrong with it, then diagnosed the problem, told him he needed a new battery, $50,000 after the cost of the part, the labor, etc. And he chose to scrap the vehicle. He received $1,000 for the car, and the vehicle went to the scrapyard. Now, because there was a lot of media attention focused on this story, Hyundai got involved, said there had been a mistake, and they have since offered to purchase his vehicle for what they say is fair market value. It could put 25 grand into his pocket in compensation, but that may not be the typical experience for an EV vehicle owner. You see, his warranty had just run out, so it's not clear where other EV owners may end up at the time of battery replacement. In many cases, we're seeing a variety of stories like this where EVs are going to the scrapyard much sooner than gasoline-powered vehicles. Their lifespan does not seem to be nearly as long. In fact, you don't have to go back in time very far to see that this has been an ongoing problem. In fact, this gentleman from Finland back, I think this was in 2017, actually. He had a Tesla that he became very frustrated with because he was quoted $22,000 to replace the battery in his vehicle. And rather than do that, he chose to do this instead. Simply blow the thing up. He blew his car to smithereens. Oh, my goodness. And that was the end of his Tesla. Well over 1 million views on this video on social media. He made quite a spectacle of it. He was so frustrated that he hired a professional video production company to produce that video. And as you can see, they captured the whole demolition in slow motion. So not everybody is thrilled with the electrification of the auto industry. Car dealers are also frustrated. Auto dealers in the U.S. have since written an open letter to Joe Biden. And you can find this letter on a website called evvoiceoftheconsumer.com. And in this letter, they are asking Joe Biden to tap the brakes on the electrification of the auto industry. Here, I'll bring it up on the screen for you to see the letter. And they also have a process where other dealers can join this cause. And in this letter, they say, we are auto dealers from across the country who collectively sell every major brand in the U.S. We are small businesses employing thousands of Americans. We are deeply committed to the consumers we serve and the communities where we operate, which is why we are asking you to slow down your proposed regulations mandating battery electric vehicle production and distribution. Your administration has proposed regulations that would essentially mandate a dramatic shift to battery electric vehicles, increasing year after year until 2032, when 2 out of every 3 vehicles sold in America would have to be battery electric. Currently, there are many excellent battery electric vehicles available for consumers to purchase. These vehicles are ideal for many people, and we believe their appeal will grow over time. The reality, however, is that electric vehicle demand today is not keeping up with the large influx of BEVs arriving at our dealerships, prompted by the current regulations. BEVs are stacking up on our lots. Last year, there was a lot of hope and hype about EVs. Early adopters formed an initial line and were ready to buy these vehicles as soon as we had them to sell. But that enthusiasm has stalled. Today, the supply of unsold BEVs is surging, as they are not selling nearly as fast as they are arriving at our dealerships, even with deep price cuts, manufacturer incentives, and generous government incentives. It goes on here And that is a harsh reality that dealers are being forced to grapple with. They conclude here by saying, Mr. President, it is time to tap the brakes on the unrealistic government electric vehicle mandate, allow time for the battery technology to advance, allow time to make BEVs more affordable, allow time to develop domestic sources for the minerals to make batteries, allow time for the charging infrastructure to be built and prove reliable, and most of all, allow time for the American consumer to get comfortable with the technology and make the choice to buy an electric vehicle. In conversation recently as well with industry experts who are working on building out that charging infrastructure across Canada, it has become apparent as well that there is no actual return on the investment for businesses that pay to install charging units at businesses like donut shops, cafes, car dealerships, any place really where there's a retail opportunity to sell energy through charging stations. Even with the government of Canada offering 50 to 75% subsidies in order to put these charging stations in, the truth of the matter is there is no actual long-term return on investment, and therefore it is becoming very difficult. It remains very difficult to get businesses to invest and put these charging units in. So it's not clear how long it might take to get the infrastructure built out in a proper way to allow the adoption of electric vehicles across the country there. Don't go away, more SST right around the corner. Wrap yourself in a full high-definition cinema experience at home with tonight's special offer, the ST800 Premium Cinema Projector from Super Geeks. Connects to almost any video source, even computers, phones, and video game systems. Order tonight at a special clearance price of just $99. That's right, regular $259 on sale for just $99. Accepts 4K input. Projects onto screens, walls, anywhere in full HD. Compact design makes it perfect for backyard movie nights. Multi-layer coated lens. Long life LED bulb. Cool, quiet operation. Regular $259 on sale for just $99. Call 1-866-248-1490 to order or visit supergeekssuperstore.com. Put a little Hollywood into your home with the ST800 Premium Home Cinema Projector from Super Geeks.
Sally hates paying for cable TV, so she got the Super Geeks Super Tenna. Sally called 1-866-248-1490 and ordered online at the supergeekssuperstore.com. Now she watches dozens of high-definition TV channels for free. Sally gets all the major networks and specialty channels, even old classic shows. You can too, and save money every month. 100% legal. No more monthly fees. Her picture quality is as good as or better than cable. She even gets channels the cable companies don't offer. Compact enough to mount in your attic or on your balcony, and tough enough to mount on your roof. Plus, the Super Tenna comes with a video amplifier and wireless remote control. Call 1-866-248-1490. That's 1-866-248-1490. Get smart like Sally and order your Super Tenna at supergeekssuperstore.com.
Millions suffer from hearing loss. Super Q hearing buds from Sound of Life are today's newest solution. Affordable and fashionable. Only you'll know you're wearing a hearing aid, because these look like modern wireless earbuds. People will think you're using them with a cell phone or to listen to music. But Super Q hearing buds are actually high-tech digital hearing amplifiers. The reviews are conclusive. Super Q hearing buds are amazing. Recharge quickly, wear all day. Each bud is specially molded for a snug fit. One for the left ear, one for the right. Super Q hearing buds. Simple one-tap operation. Allows easy volume adjustment with digital noise reduction. Call 1-866-248-1490 to order. On sale, half price, just $129.99. Or order online at supergeekssuperstore.com. Order with no risk, quality and satisfaction guaranteed.
Do you want to know what's really going on? Get to the truth behind the headlines with freedom-focused cutting-edge programs on the all-new Maverick News Channel, The Rick Walker Show, The Freedom Reporters, and The Brendan Kennedy Show, broadcasting online every night from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Or watch anytime on demand at mavericknewschannel.com. Go to mavericknewschannel.com and defrag your mind. New freedom-focused journalism grounded in reality for a world that has gone insane. You are watching SST.
Hey everyone, I'm Rick Walker. Welcome back to the SST Car Show. Tougher rules on North American content mean many North American-built electric vehicles will no longer qualify for subsidies on purchase credits worth up to $7,500 on many models. Now, these rules were announced by the Biden administration back in December, and it took effect January 1st. So this will have an impact on the push toward electrification of the auto industry and will affect the entire industry in Canada and the United States and even in Mexico. GM has announced its own incentives of $7,500 on its electric vehicles affected by the tax credit reduction, specifically two models, the Cadillac Lyriq and Chevy Blazer EV. They temporarily lose eligibility due to two components that are manufactured offshore, but GM says it is working to have those components manufactured domestically and should have new suppliers in place later this year, allowing those vehicles to requalify for the government incentives. This is all being done by GM to keep dealers happy. Basically, GM has just decided to provide its own incentive program to replace the loss of the government incentives until its vehicles can requalify. But make no mistake, this is going to put more financial strain on GM's bottom line at the end of this quarter and definitely at the end of the year. In fact, all automakers are adjusting pricing on EV models in response to this. Ford is actually increasing the price on some trim levels of the F-150 Lightning, a truck that still qualifies for government purchase incentives. Ford revealed that the E-Transit and the Mach-E will lose their tax credits while the Lightning and Lincoln Corsair Grand Touring SUV will retain theirs. It's all part of the Biden administration's Inflation Reduction Act law. Other electric vehicles losing their EV purchase credit include the Volkswagen ID4, the Nissan Leaf, and some Tesla Model 3s. According to the U.S. Treasury Department, the total number of vehicles qualifying for EV tax credits under the new rules mean that the total number of vehicles qualifying will drop now from 43 to just 19. When we come back, a full review of the Lincoln Corsair plug-in hybrid electric vehicle.
The UV Disinfectant Wand from Globe and Super Geeks. Kill bacteria, destroy viruses with ultraviolet light in as little as 10 seconds. Dual power. Safety features prevent accidental exposure if turned towards user. Say goodbye to harsh, expensive chemicals. The UV Disinfectant Wand is environmentally friendly and it's a money saver. On sale, half price. Order now, just $35.99. Call 1-866-248-1490 or order online at supergeekssuperstore.com.
The Sound of Life Classic Rechargeable Hearing Aid. The Classic makes the newest rechargeable digital technology affordable. No need to buy batteries. Order tonight for just $99. Free shipping. Satisfaction guaranteed. Full warranty. Compared to hearing aids costing thousands of dollars. Medical grade. Brought to you by Sound of Life. Distributed by Super Geeks Electronics. Call 1-866-248-1490. Operators are standing by. Classic design guarantees simple operation. Classic rotary controls allow adjustment for mild, moderate, and even severe hearing loss. Digital noise suppression technology reduces background sound and boosts human voices. Order online at supergeekssuperstore.com or call 1-866-248-1490 and order the Sound of Life Classic Hearing Aid for just $99.
Sally hates paying for cable TV, so she got the Super Geeks Super Tana. Sally called 1-866-248-1490 and ordered online at the supergeeksuperstore.com. Now she watches dozens of high-definition TV channels for free. Sally gets all the major networks and specialty channels, even old classic shows. You can too, and save money every month. 100% legal. No more monthly fees. Her picture quality is as good as or better than cable. She even gets channels the cable companies don't offer. Compact enough to mount in your attic or on your balcony, and tough enough to mount on your roof. Plus, the Super Tana comes with a video amplifier and wireless remote control. Call 1-866-248-1490. That's 1-866-248-1490. Get smart like Sally and order your Super Tana at supergeeksuperstore.com.
Do you want to know what's really going on? Get to the truth behind the headlines with freedom-focused cutting-edge programs on the all-new Maverick News Channel, The Rick Walker Show, The Freedom Reporters, and The Brendan Kennedy Show, broadcasting online every night from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. or watch anytime on demand at mavericknewschannel.com. Go to mavericknewschannel.com and defrag your mind. New freedom-focused journalism grounded in reality for a world that has gone insane.
Millions suffer from hearing loss. Super Q hearing buds from Sound of Life are today's newest solution. Affordable and fashionable. Only you'll know you're wearing a hearing aid, because these look like modern wireless earbuds. People will think you're using them with a cell phone or to listen to music. But Super Q hearing buds are actually high-tech digital hearing amplifiers. The reviews are conclusive. Super Q hearing buds are amazing. Recharge quickly, wear all day. Each bud is specially molded for a snug fit. One for the left ear, one for the right. Super Q hearing buds. Simple one-tap operation. Allows easy volume adjustment with digital noise reduction. Call 1-866-248-1490 to order. On sale, half price, just $129.99. Or order online at supergeeksuperstore.com. Order with no risk. Quality and satisfaction guaranteed.
Sally hates paying for cable TV, so she got the Super Geeks Super Tana. Sally called 1-866-248-1490 and ordered online at the supergeeksuperstore.com. Now she watches dozens of high-definition TV channels for free. Sally gets all the major networks and specialty channels, even old classic shows. You can too, and save money every month. 100% legal. No more monthly fees. Her picture quality is as good as or better than cable. She even gets channels the cable companies don't offer. Compact enough to mount in your attic or on your balcony, and tough enough to mount on your roof. Plus, the Super Tana comes with a video amplifier and wireless remote control. Call 1-866-248-1490. That's 1-866-248-1490. Get smart like Sally and order your Super Tana at supergeeksuperstore.com.
If you're looking for a combination of luxury, value, and practicality, you might just find it in the Lincoln Corsair plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. Here's our review. The Lincoln Corsair plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, much better than you might expect, and it really holds its own against competitors in this class of vehicle. For this model year, there are some pretty nifty updates, including new color options for both the exterior and interior. The Sync 4 and Copilot 360 2.1 drive assist systems come standard, complemented with a larger 13.2-inch multimedia screen and a 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster. Plus, the rear seats are adjustable, offering added comfort on those long road trips. So let's take a look under the hood. The 2023 Corsair plug-in hybrid electric vehicle takes a different route from its regular sibling, swapping out the 2-liter turbo for a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder Atkinson cycle gas engine working alongside 2 electric motors with a combined output of 266 horsepower. It falls in between the base model and the Corsair Reserve. The official electric range is a respectable 43 kilometers, falling short of the Toyota RAV4 Prime, but still very viable. In terms of design, the exterior maintains the sleek Corsair look, with the only visible distinction being an extra port for charging. Inside, the Lincoln shines as a luxury model, offering high-end elements and exceptional comfort. The cargo space is average for its segment, but the flexibility to slide the rear seats forward and the ample space with seats down make it quite practical. Behind the wheel, the 2023 Corsair plug-in hybrid electric vehicle doesn't scream performance, but instead focuses on comfort and refinement. The electric motors contribute to spry handling, and the Lincoln Sanctuary experience emphasizes a smooth ride. So this is a vehicle that packs a lot of luxury into the cabin, and for the money, it's pretty tough to beat because it's practical and it provides adequate range in town, meaning that you can probably get to and from work every single day and drive around a little bit as well on only electric energy. And if you want to talk about just the bottom line purchase price, well, the Lincoln Corsair PHEV is priced very competitively with a starting price in Canada of just $48,900. You can deck it out using a wide range of trim options that can push the purchase price up toward the $70,000 mark. But overall, it's priced very competitively and at the lower end of the spectrum within its class. U.S. pricing starts at just $38,690. The Corsair Reserve begins at $43,000. The Grand Touring in U.S. funds starts at $53,385 with all-wheel drive and a plug-in hybrid powertrain, making it a vehicle that is very worthwhile to look at if you're in the market for a vehicle in this class. Rick Walker, SST, Car Show News. Well, friends, that is all the time we have for this episode of SST. So until next time, I'm Rick Walker reminding you, when you can't get to the car show, we will bring the car show to you online at SSTcarshow.com. Thanks for watching.
Maverick Multimedia Production.